So my name is Alain Benitez, and I will be showcasing you my HTML markup for the HikersGuide project. So to start off, uh, I sectioned off the top area. Uh, as you can see here, that's behind, in front of the background image. I sectioned that off altogether because I thought that even with the header and the content under it, it all goes together. It felt weird only sectioning off the buttons with the article in the middle that changes. Uh, for the header, I used a nav unordered list, which has all the main forms of navigation: home, destination, events, contact. Going through the header has an article tag, which showcases the next event or area and the information about it. Going forward, we have another section, which is this area right here, which has a bunch of different articles of different destinations and more information regarding each specific place. It has a heading, p tag with the location and description. Then a button at the bottom. Reason I use a button is because the button is going to remain, the action that causes is going to remain in the same page, so it's just going to load more information to that same page. It's not going to take you somewhere else like an anchor tag should. Then I sectioned off the next area, which would be the joint adventure. Has a proper heading, quote under it, and then right under that I use an aside to showcase the area where they're asking you to sign up for it. The reason I use an aside is because that information, that content right there is not too important. If you removed it, it wouldn't affect the too much flow of the page. It's just there for extra, as the user has gone through most of the homepage. They have the option of signing up. Then I section off the last area before the footer, which is, and then in that section I section off each individual component. So like upcoming events, new hikers guide, new hikers, and the about. And in these sections, except the last one, I grouped everything in an unordered list to format everything better. And then we get to the footer, copyright, all the anchor tags, and then all the social media anchor tags. So moving on to contacts. The top of contacts for me, for my page, I chose to display the head of the contact of the support group for that website. So we have the same header as usual, and then with a heading of leaders are our support staff, and under that I grouped everything in an unordered list containing image, its own heading for that list item, and then the paragraph tags with all the rest of the information. And then within that I use another unordered list just to format the social media buttons, but I used anchor tags. And then we get to the second part of the contact page, which would be, I sectioned off how to find us, because that is a column on the page that is going to have information related to that heading. P tag to describe what's going on. Then within that there's other subheadings of the location and information regarding that location. And then the second section would be the get in touch, which is where the user would be able to put in their information using a form, and then they'd submit that form, and which would send that information to the website, and then followed by the footer as the same as the homepage, copyright, and then social media links. Next would be destination. So header as usual. So I sectioned off this main body uh, with the heading featured tours, description of what they're going to see, and then I put everything in an unordered list, and each list item is actually a div because I wasn't sure if I should use an article or another like subsection, so I just went with a div because it's one block of information all related to each other, and I used an image, paragraph tags for the basic information, and then a subheading. Follow, and then under all of that, there's going to be a button to load more tours and locations where they would, as if they don't need the ones above, followed by the footer. And finally, the events page, heading as usual. So I sectioned off this main area. This would be at the top of the page, and it would showcase the next upcoming event. Main heading for this section, event title. Under that would be the anchor tags for the buttons that, or the buttons that take you to different places for buying tickets or watching a video of the event. And under that, I use an aside again to display the countdown for when that event will happen. The reason I use an aside again is because if you take this out, it doesn't impact that information, the content above it, as much, because either way they already know when that event will happen. This is just more for aesthetics, and so they have a precise time of when it will happen. And then under that, the main event, this upcoming event, I have a series of article tags that will showcase all the events, all the upcoming events, with their proper heading, image to show what's going on, P tag to have all the information describing what they're going to see, and then a button that will expand that particular article and showcase more information for it, followed by the footer. And that's all.